Welcome back. In Cat Island, it's wait and see at this hour. Officials are waiting out the bad weather before the assessments begin. Administrator Don Cornish.
Probably going to be this way for a little longer, and because we're confined to the indoors, and we're basically waiting to see how things are going to improve over the next few hours. But there's no likelihood that we're going to be spared any wind damage at the end of the day. We're basically monitoring what's happening. We've had to go out to assist some persons already, and there are some concerns that some shelters with water seeping into the shelter, and unfortunately we don't have sandbags to assist those persons. So we're hopeful that they will be able to stay as dry as possible under the circumstances.
Well, a close call for a group of fishermen who were out at sea for the last few days, finally making their way inland at the Potterski dock yesterday. They told us about the challenges they encountered as Hurricane Sandy neared the Bahamas.
And then the weather was bad because the breeze was blowing over and it was coming over the roof. We lose tree dinghies. I'm so sorry for it now.
We knew the weather was there, but I don't know if meteorology gave us the full strength of what the weather would have maintained to in a short space of time. And it was, well, we was on the lee, we was on the safety, and everything was safe. And we maintained what we were supposed to do.
Well, thankfully they're all safe, and everyone, especially boaters, reminded to stay out of the water until the all clear is given. There were some overzealous shoppers in some areas today. As Charisma Robinson tells us, things got a little bit heated in the Purity Bakery on Market Street this afternoon as shoppers piled into the store where the lines were long and the supply shorter by the minute.
As rain drenched the island this morning, quite a number of locals could be seen on the wet streets making last-minute preparations. At Purity Bakery, the line could be seen stretching far beyond the entrance of the building as hundreds flocked to pick up as much bread as they could to carry them through the storm. After waiting for almost 2 hours, things started to get a bit rowdy.
What you see here is just an overflow from yesterday. But Purity Bakery, being the #1 bread production and manufacturing company, we will run bread until we cannot run it any longer, and we will have sufficient bread to supply the entire Bahamas.
I was last on the line, but I share bread. We have a shop through Penny Bank Lane, and I came by this morning and got some, but we just need more.
Aside from the bread, what else are you doing to prepare for the storm?
Well, I'm prepared for everything else. I have batteries, I have lighting, I'm good, and I have ample water.
Over at Super Value's East Street location was a bit more calm. Residents raced through the aisles to stock up on the necessary canned goods and other supplies.
The basic, like the tuna and stuff like that. And, but I don't too much like candy.
Oh, okay.
But we got cream and cereal, dry cereal, and sugar and stuff like that.
Items that you come today.
Oh, that's a few things that I could snack on.
Okay. So is your house protected?
Oh, yeah, they well protected from yesterday.
Super Value's manager Tamara Lightbone says the store had been open since 7 this morning to accommodate last-minute shoppers, but the rush, she says, started at the very last hour yesterday evening.
We are selling a lot of tuna, corned beef, batteries, candles, lamp oil, lights, a lot of those stuff.
Now, as residents prepare for impact, they are also reminded to trust God.
We always want to cover every island, It's not the will of God that any of us should perish, so I don't want to be biased, We just cover the country from the east to west, north and the south, that no harm will come to anybody's dwelling place.
Okay. And so your house is protected?
Well, as much as it could be protected, the only thing we could do is just continue to ask God to protect our land. You know, no matter how much you batten up, sometimes the storm could be very vicious. But nevertheless, the prayer of the righteous avails much.
As with any other storm, preparation is key. And from what we saw today, it appears as if many Bahamians waited until the very last minute to stock up on the necessary bread basket items and other supplies ahead of Sandy. Charisma Robinson, ZNS Network News.
The last-minute fill-ups were also on the agenda today. Our Charles Fisher talked with gas dealers and other businesses which were in high demand.
We're here at Montrose on Wolf Road, where the Esso service station is quite busy. We're joined by the owner, George Cartwright. And George, what a quite a morning here for you guys this morning.
There's a little bit of excitement.
Long lines, you guys look like you're ready for this.
Yeah, we prepared for it.
Look like a lot of last-minute people trying to fill up. You have enough gas to service?
Yes, I do. I got a tanker this morning.
How long do you intend to be open?
Well, that's a call that the head office will make. I assume that under their normal protocol is usually about midday or shortly after, we'll probably be shutting down all the stations.
Hazardous to be working under conditions like this, right?
Yeah, it's just give you a little bit more strain and stress, but we're prepared for it. The staff is ready to go, and they've been through it before.
A lot of impatience also during this time. Your staff got to deal with impatient drivers, back and forth like that.
Well, that's the main problem. Is the public is very impatient, and everybody wants fuel. And all they have to do is just wait their turn. They will get fuel. We're not going to run out of fuel. And we are prepared for it.
Okay. That is George Cartwright here at Montrose and Wolf Road Esso service station, where you heard it. They're going to have fuel until it all runs out. The approach of Hurricane Sandy here at Go Slow Bend was surely making the waves dance in the breeze. Over at 3S Bakery, things weren't slow at all.
Normally around hurricane time and when it rains, for some reason a lot of people, they like to stock up on bread because it's already cooked. And they can all they have to do is break it off and eat it. So it's around this time, it's usually crazy around here, and we have a lot of customers.
Think you can have enough to supply, or you have to wait extra hours until?
Well, we're trying. Our staff have been here all night, and we're trying to produce the amount of bread to supply the public. But it's challenging, but it's worth it.
You also have those customers out there that you all serve on a regular basis. You have to get them out of the way first.
Yes, we do. We have customers, other suppliers that we have to supply, and it's very challenging, because when the general public, they see us giving bread to certain individuals, they think that we're curry favoring, but it's not that. These are people who support us on a daily basis, and it's our job and it's our duty to ensure that they're taken care of.
One final question: how late you going to be open?
I'd say probably 3-4 o'clock, and we'll bake off. We see how much we can bake off, how much we can produce.
Well, during the storm, you would think that a lot of lumber sales would be higher than normal, but we found out that that wasn't quite the case today.
Bahamians, be it Christmas, hurricane, whatever, last minute. All right, so the people didn't see any threat to the extent, so they didn't move to the extent. And it's not just with us. You'll find it to be across the board.
Is that a problem, or should we really not take these things lightly?
It's not so much a problem. I would say it's a discretionary move. It's not so much a problem. Now, the way how it turns out can go any way, but let's trust that the people is right.
All right. Well, it's been a long day, Basil, and it's going to be a long night as well from all indications, right?
Absolutely, and due to the fact that the core of Sandy right now is smack over the island of Eleuthera, and some of that energy will reach us over the next several hours. So for all the details, stay tuned. It's coming up later in the newscast.
Well, stay tuned. There's more news after the break.